conversation for a top 5 seed that earns you a bye in the first round of the league tournament. A game behind Rice right now in that spectrum. As we take a look at the starting 5, no Nick Guadarrama, no Denver Jones, who's the league's leading scorer this year. That's almost 30 points per game of production out of the starting lineup for FIU. Deshaun Giddens and Arturo Dean look to pick up the scoring slack there for UTEP. Tay Hardy's been in this building before for a former CUSA school, and Southern Miss earned Conference Player of the Week honors after his performance here in 2021. Would like to see similar success tonight. So we take a look at the head men for each side. Joe Golding in his second season.
Receiving, especially in conference play, but this should be a good one on our hands.
FIU plays well at home as well. Tough team to beat here. They took North Texas to overtime, FAU to overtime. North Texas was a late game, I should say. UTEP controls the first possession here in Miami. Road orange. The first minute last week against North Texas, UTEP dove on the floor for a loose ball, threw a charge, had a three-point play, and there were plenty of fist pumps to go with that as well. They brought the energy early, but it's a turnover on the first possession here. Arturo Dean running the floor, reverse, no good. Can't finish on the other end. UTEP sprinting down the floor themselves. Givens goes far side, and the layup is good for the first buckets. That's Otis Frazier III.
And that's a UTEP in transition. That's where they're key, getting that defensive rebound and scoring through the other way.
Arturo Dean, USA Freshman of the Week a couple of times this season with the basketball. John Williams, transfer in D2 Glenville State. Leading scorer in D2 last year. Pass from Kravakovic, nearly stolen, 5 to shoot. Sunogo. Back to Kravakovic in the corner, 3 on the way, and missed the rim. Shot clock violation. Good early defense here from UTEP as they'll go to the bench quickly.
Tough possession for the Panthers, but that's the kind of defense the Miners like to do, getting their hands into the passing lane and trying to get out in transition. You can see here that setting, or the Panthers, setting up a full court press. That also gets them very energized. Two incredible defensive here in Conference USA playing tonight.
Carlos Lemus, the first sub, just over a minute game for Joe Golding. Inside, posting up William. Team came too late. Another bucket here for UTEP. It's Calvin Solomon.
Great play there by the Miners to notice the mismatch in size and take it to the rim.
Quick 4-0 lead here for the Miners. Giddens, nice crossover, got to the rim, layup good.
Such an athletic play to the rim.
He has a wicked crossover. Only had 4 points at Middle Tennessee. You have to think Giddens will be a player FIU needs more scoring out of tonight in another game without Denver Jones.
Definitely Giddens is one that can come in and score. He is a winner and played high school ball with Arturo Dean.
Zarek Onyema. Sorry to cut you off, partner, but how about that flush at the rim?
Onyema has about 30 pounds on Sunogo, so you can see that he's going to take it up hard.
Ogo trying to get him back, but turns it over. Lemus gave it up. Layup, contact. 2 shots coming here for Frazier. UTEP off to a fast start here early on the road. Foul on Bonk. Jeremy Ballard looked on. There's Frazier, George Mason transfer. Minor Keith knocks down the first. FIU a game under 500, 7-9 in league play. UTEP has fallen to 12-15, 5-11 in league action themselves. They have close games to their credit. Game out, have not been able to finish down the stretch or the kind of efficiency they won in overtime in a number of games.
Both these teams, usually the last couple of games, really gotten out to quick starts trying to attack the rim.
FIU was leading 33-9 on the road at Middle last week. Tennessee went on a 10-0 run after that, shipping away. Just looking to regroup today. Get the steal on that drive from Solomon. Giddens up the floor, full speed. And another layup for Giddens. He's off to a nice start.
Such an explosive, again, he's got that crossover, explosive crossover to the rim and finishing with the left hand.
Only had 2 points at Middle Tennessee last Saturday, so already outscoring his mark from last weekend. Positive sign there for FIU.
That's where they're going to have to look with Jones and Guadarrama out. Those are two starters that they relied on and leaders for the Panther team. So seeing that early from other players for the Panthers is big.
Middle of the lane parted there for Lemus. Took some contact from Pink. Trip to the free throw line here. Shooting the basketball hasn't been a strength all season for the Miners. Nearly dead last in that department. And that rang true again last week in 3 of 15 from three-point land. But they did get to the free throw line 32 times in that game. Connected on 25 of them and already getting to the line quite a bit here in the first half.
That was a really big reason they were able to stay in that UN game is they're one of the lowest in Conference USA at 62%, but UTEP, again, shot 78% last game. So this is a good sign for the Miners that they're getting to the rim and getting to the free throw line.
Alou earned the offensive rebound over Giddens. Second chance here for the Miners. Hey, Hardy, 2 more free throws coming here.
Attack, attack, attack. When it's working, keep going with it.
Free throws 5 and 6. Yep. On season number 5, recently surpassed Anthony Evans for the second most wins all time in FIU history. His team has made an impressive turnaround second half of league play. You start off 2 and 6, and it can be easy for a team to kind of disassociate the rest of the way. But to FIU's credit, even with the losses in the last 2 games, it's been a turnaround this season.
They really have. They've had really great winning streaks, and the teams here in Conference USA, sometimes those scores don't show about exactly what kind of a great program that they actually have. They've been competitive all the way to the end of the buzzer in the game.
Party timing on the floor. We referenced that last week. In the first minute, UTEP brought all the energy and some early scoring here tonight. 9-4 Miners, 4 minutes in. USA basketball on ESPN+. Miners towards the bottom of the league standings. Still plenty to play for this season as seeding becomes important down the stretch. Of course, you get that bye in the Conference USA tournament. The goal becomes to win 3 games in 3 days rather than 4 and 4. Dean to the basket out of the timeouts, and it's an offensive foul. Dean's first.
That's one of the things that UTEP focuses on defense is getting that charge. It's not something that shows up in the stat sheet, but it energizes the team. Gets a foul on one of their best players, the Panthers' best player, and moving the ball in the other direction.
Something that Jeremy Ballard emphasized pregame in the locker team. He said, UTEP, they anticipate your drives so well. They will step in. They will take a charge. They will get energy from those plays.
Just fantastic help side defense like that when they see the drive from FIU.
5-point lead. They're making a concerted effort getting the posts here early in this game. That's UTEP's MO. Hope that a player that will stay with the Miners.
It's great. UTEP showing what's worked all season. That's getting the ball inside, especially if they're able to set the play and work the high-low offense.
Poor pass here, though, and it should be a backcourt violation. There's the call.
Not much flow yet in this game with multiple fouls, a charge call, a couple of turnovers. Eventually, these teams are going to want to get up and down the court, get some lay-ins.
Well, FIU knows that not every game is going to have the kind of start that they saw in Murfreesboro last week. high-level brand of basketball. It's hard to sustain.
Great ball movement here by the Panthers.
Giddens backing down across the lane. Wilcox gets it out of the corner, 2 to shoot. Hawkins long 3. Popped out. Tipped around. Foul on the floor. It'll stay with FIU. There's a not connected from the floor nearly 3 minutes. This is kind of what many were expecting last Saturday in Murfreesboro. Although 17 second half points for the Panthers, eventually saw that regression. Opportunity for different players to step up. Wilcox might be one of those. Hawkins.
You see two UTEP players anytime they get 15 feet within the rim.
Williams rejected underneath. A play again with 6 seconds to shoot. Coming off a 12-point performance, was 5 of 9 from the field. Kravakovic will enter for him here. 6 to shoot. Hawkins off balance, no good. Easy rebound there for Solomon.
Here's a great opportunity to see the Miners in their half-court offense, working the high-low and the low block.
Solomon is back out, 3 on the way. Banked it in. Givens calls glass.
A bank for Givens. He doesn't shoot that many three-pointers, but hey, that one still counts, even off the bank.
It does count. It's still worth 3. 12-4 UTEP. The no-go at the block. Reverse. No good.
AJ, as a player, you take anything that goes through the rim. That's all right.
UTEP's night thus far. 8-point advantage. They moves to the bench. You're having a tough time even getting it in. Sanogo looks to create. The floater is good, but still, and 6 points in 6 minutes for FIU. What's UTEP doing well defensively right now?
Oh, UTEP is all over the court defensively. Anytime one of the Panthers drives in and gets close to that free throw line around the 10, 15-foot area, you have 2 different players, and they're so quick defensively that they can move and get in front of the Panther players.
FIU with fewer options to attack off the dribble. Good high-low inside. Second chance, swatted by Giddens. Kravakovic winds up with it.
Great defense there by the Panthers defending that high-low play. That's what they like to do.
The recovery that time is Sanogo at the elbow. Backing in. Sanogo will go to the line. Fouled underneath by Kevin Kalu.
Sanogo as a center being able to dribble from that high post and create something offensively for FIU. The last time with a little teardrop shot from 6 feet out, and now getting to the free throw line.
Only took 3 shots in middle on Saturday. Player not afraid to assert himself offensively. Had a big effort at Florida Gulf Coast earlier in the season. His breakout performance at the 3-point game as Giddens will go to the bench. Jaden Grant in FIU. Sanogo connects on the second.
Sanogo, before about 2 hours before the game, was one of the first players out on the court. All he was doing was shooting free throws. He only hits about a 50% clip. Got 1 of 2 there, but he knows that with this kind of a physical game, he's going to get to the free throw line.
Another pass into the backcourt for UTEP, and a frustrated Joe Golding on the bench right now, emphasizing ball move.
That's just a tough turnover to have going into the backcourt. You'd rather see something aggressive going to the rim, trying to make that extra pass for the Miners, but just giving the Panthers another opportunity to chip away at the lead.
Poor pass from Hawkins is taken away. Already goes Givens into the corner. 3 on the way and good. That's Frazier from the outside.
Great attack and ball movement there for UTEP getting that open corner 3.
Transition 3 as well. UTEP operating quickly there. No-go. Nearly lost it. Bounce pass. Kravakovic. Great cut and 2 shots coming.
Incredible cut without the basketball there. Such a heads-up play. That's the 3rd time that Sanogo has dribbled to the basket trying to make something happen. And then Kravakovic, great heads-up play to cut to the lane.
Are you trying to avoid a similar kind of game when they played in Paso January. Talked to Ballard about that game and said, look, we were outplayed, we were out-toughed, we lost the paint battle in that game, and they were on the back end of a tough stretch of games during that period in time, and consequently looked a little bit sluggish on the road. But kept their credit, punched us in the mouth. Do a better job taking care of the basketball and coming out strong.
Right, Coach Ballard says we just can't beat ourselves, which usually happens with turnovers or taking ill-advised shots. But so far, Panthers in the last couple of possessions have really turned it around.
John Williams, no. Grant will get the easy follow.
That's why you always follow the play. In case your teammate misses a shot, you never know where that offensive rebound's going to tip to.
Grant being a pest defensively as well. FIU's missed a pair of those fast break layups. Remember Dean early in the game had opportunity this time. Getting Grant there. The bucket for FIU. Grant had 2 threes in the first half at Middle last week. And the entire season, he was 0 for 2 until that first half last week, and he had both of them that he took.
Hey, you love that kind of a nice luck, a nice shooting touch when you get the game, especially when you're called upon because 2 of your leaders are out and not playing. You want to hit those big shots like that.
Why not me? I'll pick up some of the offensive slack. Walk on, Jeremy Ballard. Been in the rotation, really, for much of this season. Team 11 UTEP.
Another mismatch down low for FIU.
Solomon foul. Free throws. UTEP gets a shot off instead of turning it over. They're 5 of 7 from the field right now, 71% clip. FIU just 4 of 12. It's not hit a 3 yet.
One of the things we talk about often in Conference USA is matchups, and UTEP is really taking advantage of the difference in height on that low block, and that's why they've been able to get those easy looks and getting to the free throw line. Some of the guards that are out there for the Panthers are 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", and they're really taking advantage of that mismatch.
Even with Sonogo and Pinckney now on the floor, the offensive board from Onyema, 3 on the way, good!
That play right there comes off of a tough offensive rebound. That's one of the things they always want to focus on the free throw line. And you mentioned Sonogo and Pinckney, both 6'8" in the game for the Panthers, trying to get a little bit of more height against UTEP.
It's not a lineup Jeremy Ballard uses all the time, but sensing the need for some more height right now. Follow from Sonogo, no good.
He got some height on almost that rebound.
Solomon running. Took contact, no foul that time. Another offensive chance. Bouncing around. Saved and back to Givens. Inside. Frazier. 5th chance, UTEP. How about that?
Oh, such a heads-up play. The pump fake, being around the basket, ready for the offensive rebounds. That was one of the keys to the game for the Panthers, is to make sure to block out, and that possession was just a tough one for FIU.
Tried everything to get the basketball. Kept winding up with an orange jersey. Grant out of play, will stay with FIU. 11:03 to play first half. UTEP up 10, controlling the glass in the game thus far. Lead on the road in Miami. Good to have you with us on ESPN Plus tonight. The Miners 7 of 12 from the field right now, controlling the glass. In charge of this game, 6 straight points as well. They're trying to figure things out offensively. Arturo Dean back in the game for FIU. Playing with 2 fouls. Really no other choice for Jeremy Ballard at this juncture. 4 to shoot. Tough shot. Dean missed rim. And nothing is working right now for FIU offensively. Panthers 4 of 14 from the field.
And usually, AJ, at this kind of a time in the game when nothing's working, that's when you want to run your pick and rolls and get something going to the rim. You know, that's what UTEP has been doing, is getting to the free throw line. You want to get those easy points if possible.
3 off target. Grant had the rebound. See if Dean can involve. There's the pick and roll partner.
Right there, that second after that play, and nothing better than a pick and roll and an alley-oop to energize the crowd and the team.
That's been FIU's bread and butter much of this season, and good hustle defensively from Giddens to deflect it away.
Good hustle back, and this is what gets the Panthers going, is an incredible play like that on the offensive end. They get to set their press. They work on this daily, setting the press, getting multiple touches on the defensive end.
Is it harder to defend the pick and roll from the wing or the side like FIU just did there rather than traditionally on the top of the perimeter?
It totally depends on the defense that the Miners are running, because a couple of times they've been coming out and trapping the top of the key, and usually on the side they've just been hedging. So it was a great read by Dean to see the defense come out and hedge and roll for Pickney for the alley-oop.
There was no low man from the weak side. Another triple for UTEP here. Givens from the outside. This is not UTEP's bread and butter. Next to dead last in the country in three-point efficiency. They shoot 27%, but 3 of them so far in the first half. Another lob. This time Pinkney unable to finish it. Tough angle.
I like that they're going back to that, again, inside the paint kind of shots for the Panthers. And for the Miners, like you're talking about their three-pointers, that's got a good sign for UTEP.
Giddens goes to his prep school teammate. Poor pass, and now UTEP running. Givens in the paint. Lob. Oh! Frazier going upstairs.
That was absolutely amazing.
Are you kidding me? That looks well out of reach for Frazier. One-handed and a throwdown that is Sports Center top 10 worthy, no doubt about it. Attended to by FIU medical staff. So that puts Jaden Brewer on the floor for FIU. Sunoco's already on the court. FIU's really lone other big that they use. 4 minutes here for Brewer. 9 minutes left to play. Dean got baseline and finishes.
Amazing, a baseline move there by Dean with his first step and able to square his shoulders and knock that little one off the lay-in off the board.
Sibley mid-range, too short. And Brewer the rebound.
And you can see that the Panthers want to get out in transition. They love those fast break opportunities.
Grant took it back. Good bounce pass, and Brewer lays it in.
Great ball movement, bounce pass, and a cut for the Panthers.
This is a 5 on the floor, and that FIU doesn't play together all that often. Nearly the turnover on the press. Lob again. This time stepping on the inline. Kalu couldn't connect there. Hawkins in for Dean. FIU conscious of their star freshman's minutes right now, still playing with those 2 fouls. A good spurt right there, though, as Panthers trying to keep chipping away.
Well, FIU hasn't quite had enough success setting the offense up and trying to find some open looks. Most of their points have been coming in transition or off the pick and roll. See if they can get some open shots. It'd be great to see Hawkins from the outside get going a little bit, because anytime you can get that three-point shot to fall, it spreads out the court and you're able to drive it into the lane a little bit more.
FIU had a good week a couple of weeks ago here against Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee. Hawkins was a big part of that, at a combined 26 points in those 2 games. They don't need him to average 13, but if he can give FIU a couple threes per game, that takes the load off a lot of other players. Grant now back to the perimeter. Brewer's open, he'll drive, doubled, 6 to shoot, back to Hawkins. Time of the essence, long 3, off the mark. UTEP will take that shot every time. Under 8 to play. The Miners with a 9-point lead, flying high to the rim with style, and up 26-17.
So when we say good Greek is made in the USA, we mean it. Good Greek, moving it so rich.
26-17 our score, 7:48 to play in the first half. UTEP on top of FIU. AJ Ricketts alongside Ann O'Neill. Great to have you with us. Out of the break, a quick drive, coast to coast. Aiden Givens, another two. That's a good way to come out of the timeout.
That was 94 feet of Givens with no one stepping in the lane for FIU.
More frustrating sequences as a coach defensively there. Unimpeded as Jaden Brewer off target on that triple. FIU down by 11 here.
And like we mentioned with FIU with different lineups in, sometimes that's just a communication error, but there they go with a great steal and a fast break points. That's what the Panthers love to do.
Boost from Brewer here going in transition himself. He's not seen too much action in conference play, but he might be a necessary piece of the rotation tonight. UTEP sets up in the half court. No Tay Hardy, no Sully Boom this year in El Paso's. Doing big things in Power 5 action now. So plenty of talent on this UTEP roster and more shooting touch there from Lemus. Oh my goodness.
Coach Golding's got to be happy with that kind of shooting from the Miners.
No-go. Can't hit. Second chance. Hands it. Looking for the basketball to jump ball to stay with FIU as UTEP has its largest lead of the evening. We mentioned in the open, Joe Golding, and the attention he got when he was at ACU in the 2021 NCAA tournament, taking down 3-seed Texas. He was with Christian for a while, 10 seasons, helped guide him from Division II to Division I, went 71-23 there over his final 3 years. But you look at his journey before he even got to ACU. He was the point guard there from 94 to 98, but started as a varsity assistant in high school at South Garland, then worked his way through the junior college ranks, Seminole Junior College, Collin County Community, before he became an assistant at his alma mater. He's really grinded his way up, and it's nice to see him get an opportunity now in Division I head coach.
He's got such a great story, AJ. I mean, he's been in hoops and around sports and athletic his whole life. His grandpa was a football coach at Wichita Falls, winning over 150 games. That's a lot of football seasons. And then his dad was actually the girls basketball coach for 20 years at Wichita Falls. So he's seen sports, strategy, performance, mindset from so many different ways, and he is bringing that to El Paso and the minor team.
In transition, Brewer, another layup, assist from Giddens, and FIU chipping away. And even though it hasn't been the ideal year for UTEP this season, go back to his first year last year. UTEP forced to call a timeout here. Good trap there from FIU, extending its pressure out. UTEP will burn a 30.
That was a great heads-up play by Brewer. He finishes so soft around that rim in a short amount of time. They did lose 11 players, which was 92% of their scoring, whether to the NBA or the transfer portal, and that's just what happens now in college basketball and NCAA basketball. But what also they're able to create with the Miners is they lead Conference USA in home attendance. So they've got great community support and a great culture behind this Miners program.
Terrific venue at the Haskins Center. 7 seconds to shoot here. Hardy goes near side. 2 seconds. Long two on the way. That was a good effort. Amos couldn't hit. Here's Dean. Drive, kick, Brewer, rejected underneath.
Tough no call there for the Panthers, but love that aggression from Brewer. He's taking it extremely hard into the paint against this UTEP team.
Hardy tripped. He's going to go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. What a defensive effort underneath. The block from Kalu. Dean back to the bench as well. Jeremy Ballard keeps alternating him on and off the floor. Really does not want him to get to that third foul.
Well, he's such a key for the Panthers team. He's had 5 double-digit scoring games out of the last 5. So he's been picking up offensively, and you can see that the UTEP team is collapsing on him when he's driving to the lane and able to find Brewer on that last play.
Already knocks him down at the strike. Again, FIU without 2 of its regular starters. Veteran Nick Guadarrama, sophomore all-league player Denver Jones. Giddens to Hawkins. Now back in the corner. That's 3.
You could just see Giddens' energy when he was trying to take it to the rim, that he was feeling it and ready to score on this possession.
Giddens now with 7. Nearly the steal there. Went crashing into press row. Has to get back. And does. 4.5 to play. Baseline drive. Great pass. An extra one. Givens 3. Bang!
That's the kind of play you want to see when you drive the baseline, is that you're able to kick out for that open 3-point shot when the defense collapses.
Yeah, 3 triples the entire game against North Texas. Backdoor. Brewer connects this time.
He has just got some hang time up there. He's really able to jump and then decide where the defense is at and then lay it nicely off the backboard.
Brewer has 8. It's 4 of 6 from the field. His best efforts this season. Another turnover on the Miners. That's their 6th. Brings us to the under 4 timeout. UTEP's control the game, and FIU trying to hang around with Arturo Dean and foul trouble. UTEP 9 assists on 12 made field goals in the first half. Half of those are from distance. Been an impressive display from a UTEP team that's not known for shooting the basketball.
Well, if you're Coach Ballard, you've got to think that you're executing your game plan, because UTEP loves to get the ball in the paint, and they've been controlling that, but their ball movement has been so great for the Miners to hit some open looks and give it up to the UTEP for actually nailing down those shots.
Giddens with a nice back cut. Panthers have had a few of them here in the first half. The assist from Sonogo, 36-28. Baseline drive and layup is good as Lemus got right by Hawkins.
Great one-on-one play there for UTEP.
Just over 3 minutes to play. Sonogo picked up his dribble. Nearly lost it. Now Williams, who's been held in check today. Inside, couldn't handle it. Another turnover on the Panthers. Their 8th. Williams steps in the passing lane. He'll stay with UTEP.
If I were Coach Golding, this is the opportunity that I'd really look at executing a high-low play. Onyema has had incredible games for the Miners as of late, and he only has 2 points to establish him on that low block.
This is Frazier. Size advantage, but just 3 to shoot. Givens over Krivaka pitch well off the mark, and the Panthers with a shot clock violation.
He was trying for that second bank of the night, the one he had earlier.
Yeah, everything was falling. UTEP drops their 3-point percentage tonight to 75%.
Just such great shooting overall by UTEP.
A nice display. 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Hawkins using the screen.
There you see that trap coming off of the screen. Again, Hawkins not able to get to the rim.
Giddens will try. Driving. Couldn't finish. Got all the way to the rim. But Hawkins loads an open 3. Off target. Nothing falling for FIU from distance. 1 of 8 now. Under 2 minutes to play. UTEP working around the perimeter, 15 to shoot. Givens, drive and kick. And a travel before what might have been a potential charge on Lemus. UTEP turns it over. Dean will re-enter for Giddens.
AJ, I think this is a great substitution there by Coach Ballard to get Dean back in the game. See if he can run point guard here for the Panthers and get a couple extra points on the board going into halftime.
Got to the block. Good pass to Brewer. Now Williams. FIU resets. Under 10 to shoot. Dean has 2 fouls. Missed from inside. Good half-court offense from UTEP. Just over a minute to play. Dean with just 2 first-half points for FIU.
He's somebody they want to get going in this last minute of play before going into the locker room.
Givens has 11 for UTEP. Taking on the freshman. Goes inside and the slam from Onyema. What a dish.
With such force, the throwdown. That's the second one for UTEP. Huge dunk.
Givens has created so much offense for UTEP. 40 seconds to play. Sanogo dared to shoot. So he'll connect from the paint.
Sanogo's really good at that 6-foot, 8-foot game. He's got great touch around the basket.
UTEP nearly turns it over. They do here. Williams for 2. If FIU can have this deficit at single digits going into the half, you have to be thrilled with that. And that's out of bounds off the Miners. This is less than ideal end of half execution from UTEP.
And you see the Panther bench get up and start cheering. That's the kind of defense they want, the steal and the lay-in.
13.2 seconds to play here in the first half.
And the basket, getting some easy looks around the rim.
Did have that charge early in the game. You know, UTEP will be anticipating a drive. See what Jeremy Ballard's drawn up. 10 seconds. Hawkins. Williams will take a 3. Missed it long. Givens will just dribble it out, and that leads us to the locker room. 40-32 our score at the half. It's an 8-point lead for UTEP after 20 minutes of play. 11 first half points from CM Plus. Joe Golding looks on. Has to be pleased with what he's seen in the first half. The question is, can UTEP continue that torrid pace from the outside? 6 for 8 from three-point land in the first half. And Givens led the team in scoring in that first half with 11. He was questionable to play today with a bruised thigh. Was listed as questionable. A great start to the second half here, picking up where they left off on Onyema the slam.
It's a great high pick and roll and getting Onyema going in the game. He only had 4 points in the first half, and he is a critical piece to that UTEP offense.
Sanogo fighting underneath. We'll give another opportunity here to FIU. And remember, Malik Zachary as well. He had a concussion, suffered in the game against North Texas. He's not playing today as well. Just 9 scholarship players for UTEP here on this trip. Sanogo in the paint, spinning, can't hit. Givens the rebound. What a game he's given the Miners today. They didn't even know if he would play. Hardy dicing his way into the lane. Gets it back with a fresh dribble. He'll shoot. He'll score.
Well, he got stuck right there on 15 feet and almost shot that one. So when he got it back open on the three-pointer, you knew he was going to look for that shot.
Hardy has 5 points. It's his first field goal. Great start to the second half here for UTEP as Williams misfires from the elbow. Remember, it was kind of a sloppy finish to what was otherwise a nice first half for UTEP. Turnovers aside, much sharper coming out of the locker room. Givens bounce pass inside. Solomon turning, layup and one. Solomon. It's a 7-0 run to start the half for UTEP.
And that's just such a solid play there on the low block, going one-on-one, taking a couple dribbles to back down and getting the end one shot.
Solomon with 7. And another offensive rebound off a free throw. Solomon ball fake, and he'll go right back to the stripe.
Tough play there for the Panthers. Anytime there is a free throw, that is the one time you can really get matched up for those defensive boards, and UTEP just coming over top, jumping for that offensive rebound.
Yeah, 8 offensive rebounds today. Just 5 second chance points for the Miners. Trying to add to what is a game-high advantage here of 15. And free throw, no good. UTEP 6 of 12 now at the stripe. Gravanka pitch to the bench, Jaden Brewer in. Gary Ballard trying to ride with who's been playing well thus far tonight. 1 for 2 at the stripe. And UTEP in command here on the road.
Brewer came in with a lot of energy to start that first half, going back with him. See if he can get going on the offensive end.
Telegraphed pass. Sanogo, no. Giddens can't follow. Lid on the rim for the Panthers. Onyema goes near side, gets it back. Spins and connects. Jeremy Ballard needs to take a timeout. It's a 9-0 run to start the half for UTEP. 50-32. Or a 10-0 run, I should say. 18-point.
To the playoff push.
Lead is 18 for UTEP, largest of the game. FIU in real trouble now, 50-32. A couple of minutes into the second half. Jeremy Ballard calling a full timeout after this 10-0 run. Dean has been held in check today. Another shot, no good. Jaden Brewer in double figures now with 10.
And that's the kind of play that the Panthers needed. Spreading out the court, getting it to Dean off the dribble to attack, and then the Panthers crashing for an offensive rebound.
Trap comes. Gibbons gets out of it. Underneath. Easy layup. Otis Frazier.
I like to see that press by FIU. Just rotating on the defensive end and covering the basket is big.
Sanogo can't hit. Brewer following again. He's off balance. Here's Hardy. Got it inside. Onyema doubled. Forces it up. No. Follow. Also off. Third chance is the charm. Onyema another bucket.
Onyema with the throwdown. None of the Panthers even contested that one, especially after the third offensive rebound.
It's been the story of the game.
It really has been. The aggressor.
Williams gets the free throw line for an and one play. It's 50-50 loose balls underneath, wherever they may be. UTEP the first to it. A lot of times they've been able to take advantage of the extra opportunities.
They've really done an excellent job making that extra pass, working that pump fake, which gets the defenders out of position, and then crashing the glass. You never know what's going to tip off the rim, tip between the steals, and UTEP's really had an advantage underneath the basket.
Williams 2 of 7 from the field, 5 points now. Long way to go here for FIU. Especially the way Givens is scoring and distributing today.
And that was only the 5th free throw attempt by the Panthers. And that's something, when you're down by this much in the game, that you want to be able to chip away and make points when the time is stopped.
Onyema hit it out of play. Most of the 5 on the floor for FIU are just units that have not played a lot of time this season together. Williams, another field goal.
Wow, nice play there by Williams. That was just a pure one-on-one crossover play and a little reverse at the rim using his body to shield.
They turn it over. Giddens, open floor. He'll flush it home! And the foul. Deshaun Giddens getting into the act with authority, and O'Neal.
Auto, taking adventure to a whole new level.
Deshaun Giddens at the free throw line after dunk that got FIU fans out of their seat. The lead's been cut from 20 to 12 for UTEP now, 54-42. It's an 8-0 run for the Panthers Trying to apply some game pressure here on the Miners. A.J. Ricketts and O'Neal. Under 16 to play here in Miami. Givens and Frazier for UTEP, both with 11.
The Panthers mixing up their defense, running a little 1-3-1 trap in the half court.
Haven't seen that at all today. Force a miss. Williams the rebound. Panthers running. Williams kicks in the corner. Giddens cut off by Givens. Hawkins looks to create. UTEP's been solid in the half court tonight. Foul though that time. Onyema on Williams. How's FIU been able to get a jump start here after going down 20?
I was just going to say, they have a little bit more pep in their step after that huge throwdown dunk. Been able to set the defense, switch up the defense. And everyone off the dribble looks like they're looking for the next Panther for the open shot.
It ends with 12 for FIU. Hawkins off the hedge. Got to the paint. Wilcox surrounded. Couldn't get it out. Turns it over. Hardy avoids the steal. Avoids the block. What a finish, Tay Hardy. Williams quickly the other way. He'll lob. Brewer. No. Back and forth. Lemus will slow.
You can finally catch our breath along with everyone else here in the stands the last couple of plays.
Hawkins just ripped it away.
Defense is really working that switch up 1-3-1.
Brewer this time.
AJ, we need a dunk stat in this game. Oh my goodness.
They're lobbing it up. Brewer the beneficiary that time. And the intensity has taken a notch up for FIU with it.
You can see Williams running that point in the 1-3-1, clapping his hands, getting the energy going for the Panthers.
He got to the bucket and a foul on Giddens. A better offensive possession that time against the FIU zone. And we mentioned the 5 for FIU that have been playing a lot tonight, haven't been on the floor. See another look.
Look at that throwdown. I mean, how many is that, AJ? We've seen so many great alley-oops.
Frazier had the highlight in the first half.
Both teams just getting off the floor. They're seeing each other in the open court, and geez, it's been real entertaining for us over here.
Dean back in for FIU. I was saying before that free throw, we mentioned the different lineups for FIU. Onyema and Kalu have been on the court together today, which has been a rarity this season. There's a good look at it. Both Joe Golding and Jeremy Ballard have to play a little unconventional with injuries. Second free throw, no good. Dean. There's Dean in transition. He's been quiet today, trying to get himself involved.
And that's his kind of game in the open court. He's so explosive off that first step and can air up like all of these other guys we've been seeing dunk.
FIU gets back into their defense. Givens. Double dribble. Turns it over. Williams will re-enter for Brewer. All of a sudden, this feels like a game again. Still a double-digit lead for UTEP. FIU kind of lifeless for much of this game. It's changed at this juncture.
And we've watched these Panthers throughout conference season, and they are a game of runs. You know, they really make big runs where they can get up 12-0, 8-0, and make a comeback to finish out the game. So they're making it real interesting here against the Miners.
Williams driving, swatted underneath. Solomon, good help. 18 still to shoot for FIU is Solomon. The block. Hawkins looking for his shot. Not that time.
He hasn't been able to buy one yet today, but had a couple good looks so far.
Minutes into the second half, Panthers continue the zone. Errant pass from Hardy out of play. UTEP struggling with at the zone look from FIU. How the Panthers started to confuse UTEP a little bit defensively.
They did. The Panthers are known for their man-to-man defense and switching at any point in time with 3 different players, but this 1-3-1 defense is really working for them, and a great switch-up coming out of halftime.
How about Brewer? Power dribble and finish. It's a 9-point game.
He knew the assignment. We need points on the board, and he has been attacking, putting him on there for Brewer, and he's got 12.
Pressure continues. Lemus able to break it. High screen. Givens inside. Frazier spins. Sanogo rejects it. 3-on-2. Dean. Foul. The defensive lift from Mo Sanogo. Jaden Brewer is on his career high right now. His first double-digit game as an FIU Panther. 26 points all season. Brewer has 14 tonight.
That's such a bright spot for FIU. Coach Ballard, especially going into tournament time soon in the next few weeks, that you've got players stepping up and able to put points on the board.
They pay dividends, particularly if they're able to get Jones and Guadarrama back. Dangerous pass and a foul on Solomon. 15 foul on UTEP. He will inbound midcourt. Hawkins spinning. Free throws for Javonte Hawkins. Saw a one-on-one matchup, not a lot of help. Good free throw shooter for FIU. Will have 2.
And that offensive possession there for the Panthers has really been working. They're starting their offense 45 feet away from the rim and able to take it off the dribble one-on-one and create some opportunities.
Hawkins has not missed a free throw this season. He's 15 for 15. Unfortunately for him, that's not enough free throws to qualify for the nation's leading statistic. 2 for 2 at the stripe there. I don't know what the minimum is, actually, off the top of my head.
Hey, and Hawkins, such a great player for the Panthers, running point guard, running shooting guard. 2 hours ahead of the game, he was the first player out here for either team shooting those 3-pointers. So maybe those 2 free throws will give him a little bit of confidence to nail down one of those threes coming back off the bench.
Where does UTEP find offense here, and they haven't scored from the field in 3 minutes?
Hey, it's been really tough against this 1-3-1 defense, but what I really like is this pick and roll at the top of the key and getting it inside into Onyema on that low block. He's a left-handed player, and that really works to break down the 1-3-1 defense.
Haven't been as willing to shoot from the outside. Why would you when you get buckets like that? Lob is good for 2.
I mean, this is what we meant by points in the paint, just dunks straight through for these 2 teams.
All the struggles against the zone, that was a pretty competent possession. Sanogo, yes. Good answer from FIU, 7-point game.
Returning the favor on the offensive end for FIU. But that last possession by the Miners, that's how you break down a zone defense, is get the ball into the middle of the court, spread the offense out, and try to look for that high-low pass.
Givens distributes. Solomon will go to the line. And a foul on Williams brings us to the under 12. It is very much a game in Miami now. The deficit for the Panthers cut from 59-52. Calvin Solomon at the line. Pair of free throws. The junior forward from Houston, transfer in from Stephen F. Austin, where he was a 2-year starter, knocks down the first. Started all 32 games there last year. Saw the lob earlier. It's been a familiar play for both sides here today. Solomon 1 of 2 at the stripe. Coming off a 12-point game on 3 of 9 shooting. But he's been playing well the last few games, double figures in 3 of the last 4. Dean. Found his way to the paint, couldn't finish. Grant's got it in the corner.
Great tip out for that offensive rebound.
Shot clock did not reset, though. Didn't hit rim. Brewer, he's had the hot hand. Knocks it down.
And that's the play why you keep the ball alive off that offensive rebound. You might not be able to grab it, but tip it out to a teammate, and that's 3 on the board for Panthers.
Brewer having the game of his FIU career thus far, a young one. He's got the deficit to 6. UTEP patient getting into the offense. 9 to shoot. Hardy will let it fly. That was partially tipped by Brewer. Got it back. 4 to shoot. Inside. Extra pass. 1 to shoot. At the expiration. On Yema. Lead is back to 8 for UTEP. That's a deflating series for FIU as Dean goes cross court.
Tough defensive possession there, but Onyema open just inches away from the rim.
Dean gets 2 back on the runner. Dean has 6.
FIU's extremely intense on this press. They've really turned it up their defense here in the second half.
Good bounce pass from Givens. And in with that bruised thigh. Spins off Williams. Inside. Dean couldn't take it away. It'll stay with UTEP. 8 to shoot. Giddens will enter for Williams. Javante Hawkins also in for Jaden Grant. Just under 9.5 left in this game. FIU is at 4 of its last 5 from the field. Quickly triggered to Solomon. He's got a size advantage on Brewer. Takes him on. It was swatted away. Hawkins to Giddens. Step through and a foul. Deshaun Giddens will go to the line for 2. A chance to make it a 4-point game.
Giddens right off the bench, getting a piece of that block and sprinting out in the open court. Now he's got 2 shots at the free throw line.
FIU fans are closely monitoring the rest of the league right now, maybe a little bit more than when the deficit was 20, as they find themselves back in this game. Rice, who sits in that coveted 5th spot in the league, they're taking it on the chin right now at UAB, 55-24 at the half, as Giddens 1 for 2. Charlotte is tied with FIU in the league. They're down at home 40-36 with 7 minutes left. So Panther fans keeping an eye on that.
Well, every game is so crucial, and anything can happen in those standings when each team has 3 games left.
Solomon fouled. That's the 5th on FIU. That's on Dean. Panthers are in the bonus the rest of the way. Where does UTEP generate offense here? The last 7 or 8 minutes, it's been a struggle from the field.
Well, Givens has been a little bit quiet to start the game, but since the Panthers have switched to this 1-3-1 defense,
right,
it's because there's been such a mismatch in some of the height and weight of these players. So the zone defense has really been working for FIU, and the way to break that down is getting it into their big guys down low in the center position, trying to get some other good looks at the rim for UTEP.
It's a 20-point game just 8 minutes ago. Givens on Sanogo. Lobbed it in, mistimed it though. Turnover. Dean, open floor. Foul. And he'll get 2 shots as FIU starting to make its way to the free throw line a bit more.
Yeah, only shot 4 free throws there in the first half, and this is exactly what the Panthers want to be doing, is getting out in the open court, especially with Dean with the ball, being so aggressive and getting a couple of shots at the free throw line.
Now on Solomon. Dean around 60% from the stripe this season. Good on the first. Was 4 for 4 on Saturday against Middle Tennessee. To improve his numbers, the rate he gets to the free throw line, FIU would love to see even 10 percentage point improvement. He goes 2 for 2 here.
And you can just see how important Dean is to the Panther team. He was out a lot in that first half with 2 fouls, but really been able to add offensively here in the second half for FIU.
A 1-possession game. Sensational comeback thus far from FIU. There's plenty of time left. Here's the trap. Got out of it. Joe Golden calling out the set.
Another thing I love to see against his zone defense, AJ, is setting a couple pick and rolls. Defense has to help, and you can kick out for an open shot.
Hardy gave it off, one to shoot. Oh, the flush as time expires on Yema has another slam.
These dunks are just so forceful. So impressive. This has been a fun one to watch.
Efficiency late in the shot clock. Impressive on a couple of these recent possessions from UTEP. Under 8 to play. Giddens. Couldn't save it after the deflection. Givens running. UTEP found success in transition in the first half. Solomon over Sanogo. Good for 2.
That short baseline corner is always hidden in the zone defense. Great play there by the Miners to find it and get the easy 2.
Bit of a counter punch here from UTEP. After FIU cut it to 3. Hawkins driving. Fade away. Just short. Seven-point lead. Immediate timeout at the next dead ball. Gibbons has not scored in the second half. With the basketball here, 8 to shoot. 3 on the way. Frazier, boom! Back to a 10-point lead.
Great ball movement by UTEP. They take it all the way into the short corner on one side and reverse it for the open 3 for Frazier.
7-0 spurt from UTEP. That quiets the FIU crowd. Brewer got a great game. This is a point in most contests he's not playing. 7 to shoot. Giddens has to create. 4 seconds. Sanogo well off the mark. Well, UTEP's turned it up a notch. What's changed in the last minute and a half?
Well, it could have been one of those huge dunks that they've been able to do, but what they've been able to find is that short corner behind the 1-3-1 defense, behind that last player for the Panthers, and you're able to rotate the ball out of there, get some open looks, drive and dish, and some easy buckets under the rim and an open 3 last play.
7-0 run, 4 to shoot. Hardy slipped, got the pass off. Foul with 1 second left on the shot clock. UTEP keeps gashing FIU.
Tough call there. It looked like a travel underneath the rim, but Onyema.
59, our score with 5:40 left to play. UTEP up 10. Good counter punch to FIU here once the Panthers got it to within 3. Team back on the floor for FIU as the first free throw good from Onyema.
And AJ, I love to see that substitution for the Panthers, getting Dean back on the court. He draws so much attention from UTEP that it's actually opening up some of the other Panthers for those open drives.
Nearly another offensive rebound off the free throw. FIU able to corral possession. Down 11. Taken away. Poor pass from Giddens. Hardy running. Oh, he couldn't finish. Missed the dunk. FIU with numbers. Adino, it slipped out of his hand. Hardy able to get back. Williams avoiding the charge. Giddens steps into a 3. He knocks it down. Just the second triple for FIU all night. Both from Giddens.
Oh, great ball movement there by the Panthers. One thing UTEP is doing is getting on Karakapic anytime he touches the ball and even denying him the ball, which is he's the best three-point shooter for the Panthers. But since all the attention is on him, it's making it open for the other Panthers players to knock down. Take a look at that great ball reversal, making the extra pass and one of the first 3s there for FIU.
That's a turnover on UTEP as Givens fell to the floor. Trying to call timeout, but a jump ball. The arrow was with FIU. The Panthers get it back quickly. Down by 8. Dean attacking. No, Wilcox muscling inside. It's good underneath for two. His first bucket today.
Great rebound there by Wilcox off the Dean drive. You know, Coach Ballard for FIU went with a much smaller lineup here to pick up the defense and be able to full court press and also fall back into that zone. And it's really given UTEP some headaches on the offensive end.
That's a foul on D, and he's not happy with that call. Fourth personal foul, and puts UTEP at the free throw line. Jeremy Ballard trying to plead his case as well.
At the line, Gibbons, shooting 1-1.
FIU got bit by some poor officiating in Murfreesboro last week. There was a missed shot clock violation and goaltend late in the second half, as Gibbons good on the first.
And those are just tough plays and tough calls, especially when you're fighting for positioning and wins. And in this conference, every play has made a difference. You know, UTEP going up 20, and look at how FIU has just inched back play after play.
Time starting to run out on FIU, though. Two clutch free throws from Gibbons there. Team that shoots 62% from the stripe. 57% today, 12 of 21, the two big ones on that occasion. 72-64. Williams being harassed.
The Miners are stretching out their defense. They've really picked up the intensity.
And Givens got his hand in for a steal. In the open floor, spinning! Brewer got back! Now Onyema is fouled by Wilcox. A great block. But Onyema will have more free throws. UTEP willing their way to the finish line. Up.
Onyema, you know, he actually was a military kid growing up, but he went to elementary and middle school in El Paso, so he was very familiar with the city and was extremely excited about the program and Coach Golding going there.
No Dos Anjos, John Dos Anjos tonight for UTEP as well, in addition to Zachary. Short-handed, 9 scholarship players getting the job done here on the road. Up by 10. Tall task for FIU. Double-digit deficit. Time winding down. Dean playing with 4 fouls as well. Brewer put a man on the floor and put the ball in the net.
He has been dynamite in this game, off the dribble and taking it around the rim. Really has such great body control when he takes it against the taller and stronger players of UTEP.
18 points for a player who hadn't been in double figures all season. A little over 3 minutes to play. Inside, Onyema, another 2.
And that's just too easy for UTEP, getting so deep on that block against that 1-3-1. If you're the Panthers, you want to try to inch them out a little bit more into that 10, 12-foot range. Not get such great positioning there for the Miners.
Foul on Solomon. Onyema has 19. Hawkins will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. How impressive has this effort tonight been for a UTEP team? They've lost 6 out of their last 7. Short-handed this evening on the road. Another overtime loss in their last game against a team that's fighting for that 5th place spot, and they came out unafraid from the start.
They definitely were. The chemistry and camaraderie here of the Miner team is, you've been able to witness it and see it. They've really been executing well offensively and had a couple of hiccups there when the Panthers switched defense to that 1-3-1, but starting to find their way closer to the rim with Onyema, 19 points. He only had 4 in the first half, so really getting the ball inside.
Yeah, Givens was the leading scorer in the first half with 11. Just 2 second-half points. UTEP, aside from that FIU spurt, had enough offense in the second half. Corner trap, dangerous spot, able to get it out. 4 seconds to get it across. Givens does. Well, looks perilous for a moment for UTEP there. Both teams in the bonus. UTEP in the FIU in the double bonus, I should say.
Nice heads-up play there by Frazier to slow down the offense and use as much shot clock as possible. Shot selection is key right now for UTEP in these last 2.5 minutes.
Panthers force a miss. Giddens goes to the corner. Williams, long two. Long shot. But Dean secures a rebound. Panthers need to work quick. Baseline cut off. Really stolen away. Jump ball. Arrow with UTEP.
Anytime Dean has been driving to the lane here in the second half, there's 2 or 3 UTEP players that are crashing in on him.
Just never felt as if Dean's been able to find his offensive rhythm today, and a lot of that due to foul trouble.
Yeah, this hasn't been able to find the groove like he's been in.
UTEP takes a timeout after that trap in the corner. So we'll have 2 left after that. 76 theoretically possible for the Panthers. Charlotte has a tough schedule down the stretch, as does Rice, while FIU has the cellar dweller right now in UTSA. But it's going to be that much harder as time's running out in the season.
Yes, I mean, if you think about it, these teams have been playing since October 15th, which was the start of practice. That's 131 days of weightlifting, game film, and then games, all to get to that conference tournament and seeding and see where they land.
Panthers got a turnover. Dean floater. Oh, it popped out. They needed that. Would have cut it to 6. Couple of opportunities going awry for FIU the last few possessions. And a block.
The Panthers picked up the defensive pressure there big, even though Dean missed that little runner. Tough call here. Could have gone either way with the block or the charge.
Let's see here. That's close. Ballard in the background telling him, he said he beat him to the spot. Already connects on the free throw. The UTSA and then La Tech and Rice on the road for FIU to finish the regular season. UTEP will be up in Boca on Saturday before finishing with Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee at home. 2 for 2 there from Hardy. And at 45 left for FIU.
And if you're the Panther team, you want to take something attacking the rim. Great pick and roll call there for FIU.
Couldn't find a lane. Williams driving. Somehow flipped the shot up as he was falling to the ground.
Oh, we've had impressive shot after impressive shot, and that little over-the-head finger roll was pretty great there by Williams.
And got it up to Hardy. Held that pivot foot. Well, UTEP content to take some time.
FIU has been forced to switch back into man-to-man defense with this jump press, and
Brewer
it's working for them.
Took it away. Brewer flushes it home. 6-point game. And the clock kept going. That's supposed to stop with under a minute left, so they're going to have to go to the monitor and see how much time is left.
Pop off Brewer. He almost hits his head on the rim. He can get up that high.
He's got a vertical. So 6-point game. About a minute left to play. Tonight, 16 for 25. What a game for Jaden Brewer. 26 points all season, 20 tonight.
He's only played in 14 games for the Panthers, so really taking advantage of
a
this
steal.
opportunity.
Dean inside the Brewer, fouled. And 2 shots coming up for the FIU freshman. Back-to-back turnovers on UTEP. It's not done yet.
It's not done yet when you have a play like this, and the Panther defense, that's what they're known for. Full court pressure, and they've really turned up the energy when it's time.
Big free throws here for Jaden Brewer. Been at the line on that often this season. Calmly knocks down the first. Jaden Brewer just 5 for 8 from the free throw line this season now as Joe Golding anxiously looks on. 2 for 2. 4-point game. Solomon goes to Givens. trap comes and another timeout. With 50.3 left on the clock. 6 straight points for FIU over the last 37 seconds.
The Panthers really had the Miners in the passing lane. They've got an extremely quick lineup out here, going with 4 guards.
How can UTEP handle the pressure better right now?
You know, Givens is fantastic at handling the pressure, along with Hardy. I get the ball in their hands. And one of the other things that works is UTEP's height, so passing over top.
Yeah, Givens got it, and he got fouled. Right on cue. So 2 more free throws here for Givens. 2 at the stripe today. Season Givens 71%. Calmly knocks down the first. FIU still with 2 timeouts to work with. Big free throw here. And the second, good, the iron kind. 6-point lead. Dean to the rim. Got it.
Great finish off that left hand.
So quick 2. Givens has it. And the foul from Brewer.
And I think that's what Givens has been looking to do, is split through the defenders. He's quick enough to do that. He's gotten caught in the corner a couple times with a huge trap.
Givens, who just hit 2, back at the stripe. And another free throw for Givens. Looking at the UTEP roster today, Hardy's 4 for 6, Solomon 3 for 7. Everybody else on the roster has been pretty consistent, though, as Jeremy Fowler looked on. Second free throw, good. Givens 4 for 4 the last few trips.
This time the Miners pick up full court, but I'd go to the same play, getting Dean going to the rim.
They got Williams, and he got 3 for 2. Jeremy Fowler not using the timeout. They get the pressure set up as the ball trickles around. Probably don't want to put Givens at the line again. Foul. Oh, no, he stepped on the inline. UTEP gives it away. Another turnover with 23.5 left.
See how far back against the end line the Panthers are pushing the Miners. This is just textbook full court pressure defense, getting the trap in the corner and all the way pushed out to the end line with defense.
24 UTEP turnovers tonight. Dean will inbound. A 4-point game.
Huge possession for the Panthers.
Gets it in. Williams fouled and will go to the line. Very nearly a chance for 3. 2 huge free throws coming up now for John Williams. Playing in his final collegiate season. Big trip to the line for the senior.
A great backdoor cut on the out-of-bounds play. And a trip to the line for Williams. He was upset he couldn't finish through the foul.
Good on the first. Back to a 1-possession game. You wonder if Givens be the first to flash the basketball again, and FIU has to trap without fouling. What time goes in that sequence? But a big free throw here for Williams. They missed it. Rebound UTEP. Givens will go to the line. Third foul on Williams. 2 shots here for Givens with UTEP in the double bonus.
2 free throws
Gibbons a perfect 6 for 6 today. And he's looked solid at the stripe. UTEP needed him there most. 71% free throw shooter. Perfects from the line today.
He's really handled the pressure, and I think once he got that one to bounce through the rim, he was feeling it.
Another 2 for 2 trip. 20 seconds left. Dean, he'll drive. Another layup for Dean. 13.6 left. Jeremy Ballard will take a timeout. The deficit back to 3.
UTEP switching to one of the other UTEP players try and shoot a couple free throws.
On the near side of your screen, it's Givens. With Dean face guarding. Frazier can run the baseline. They'll go far side, and yep, it's Givens with the ball and the trip to the line again. Looking to go 10 for 10 at the stripe now today. Fouls on Dean, that's his 5th. Dean is out.
That's tough. It looked like FIU on that play was trying to deny the ball, but 2 ball screens there to get Givens and get him to the free throw line after shooting so well.
Givens has 19 points. Well over his 10-point-per-game average. Former 4-year letter winner at Evansville. Another free throw. He is locked in right now. All Missouri Valley second team last year. Bought into what head coach Joe Golding is trying to build.
1,000-point scorer at Evansville, too. So really came in with a lot of great experience, probably a lot of game pressure like this before coming to UTEP.
10 for 10 at the stripe for Givens. Giddens spun into a trap, and we'll get to the line for 2. FIU a lot of credit for fighting back in that second half. Really nothing was going the Panthers' way tonight. An 8-point deficit to the locker room. 3 minutes later, they trailed by 20. Shorthanded by 2 starters. Ballard being fought back. Got the deficit to as little as 3, but UTEP team shorthanded themselves as Giddens misses the free throw.
And AJ, at the beginning of our broadcast, and when we've been talking about conference standings, we're saying that these games have been coming down to the wire, and just a couple of seconds ago, it was a 3-point game. So really, it's all about making some big plays in the end for the Conference USA teams.
Solomon will burn the final UTEP timeout. With 7.3 seconds remaining. Let's take one more look at our Panthers. Certainly believe they can compete with anyone in the league the way this second half of the season has gone. It's been made a little more difficult with the health issues. See if Denver Jones is back on Saturday. Panthers don't have time to wait for a trap. That foul had to come right away. Do you think that's a consolation at this juncture as well, not being able to do this without Denver Jones and Nick Guadarrama?
I believe the Panther team has to be extremely proud of the contributions that have happened, how people have shown up, how they didn't give up with that, being down 20. That is, a lot of teams can just fold. So it's really showing a lot of character that Jeremy Ballard has created here with this FIU team, and how they're still playing for something bigger than themselves. And it might just be that standing, it might just be that conference tournament, but really some huge plays and minutes by Brewer and Williams and Gittens. They really have shown how great they can be on the court.
The last 2 games, it's been Williams who's come out of his offensive shell. Today, Jaden Brewer, as Givens misses a free throw, but it's Too late for the FIU Panthers. What a performance by UTEP on the road tonight. They come into Miami and pick up a notable victory here on the road, powered by 6 first-half three-pointers.